Hello, it is Tuesday, August 29th, 2023. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It's Tuesday, which means we're going to be solving a relatively approachable, gentle, themed crossword. And this relatively approachable, gentle, themed edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Kathleen Quinn, Cortidiophile, Overfull Hitbox, and, as always, the indomitable Shoalmaster and the incredible Horan family. So thank you so much to the 5 of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, for their generous support. They are bringing us this series, sustaining this channel. I am very grateful to them for that. So thank you to them and to everybody who's a patron of the Daily Solve Discord. I really do appreciate it. And if you'd like to consider contributing to the channel directly in that manner, you can head over to patreon.com/dailysolve or click the link in the description field underneath the video. And there you can find the bonus videos available to patrons, as well as the Daily Solve Let's Check the Crosses mug for benefactors. Thank you again to everybody who has contributed. I really do appreciate it. And thanks to everybody who subscribed to the channel. I just noticed actually this morning that the channel has just ticked over 13,000 subscribers. So thank you to every one of you for that. And please do consider subscribing if you've not gotten around to it just yet. Maybe you were waiting for that 13,000 milestone. You're still on the fence about it. And then there's also the Daily Solve Discord chat server. Oops. You can join that, and it's a nice, friendly chat community of people discussing these videos, these crosswords, and other puzzles. And there's a link in the description field to that as well. All right, so let's get on to today's crossword. This, as I said, is a Tuesday-themed puzzle. This is a debut construction as well by Michel Gauvier, perhaps. And it was edited, as always, by Will Shorts. So let's see what this debut constructor has in store for us today. Let's start solving. A feature of a garden or novel. That sounds like a plot to me. You could have a garden plot in which you plant things, and then a novel has a plot, the storyline. Corporate benefit could be a perk. It's often described as sort of, oh, sorry, I only just noticed we've got, I guess, this is funny. These are meant to look like little bow ties, I think. We've got these little bow tie patterns connecting, that are sort of joining together 4 sets of 2 black cells. Yeah, to create a very angular bow ties. All right, well, there we go. I don't yet know what that means, but we'll get there. Anyway, a villain's headquarters could be a lair, and if something grows 8-fold, it octuples. There we go. What must go on per an adage? Well, the show must go on, as the old adage says. As it will in the coming weeks for me on this channel. I mentioned this at the end of yesterday's video. I'll just mention it again quickly now because I don't know precisely when it's going to start taking effect, but I'm going to be traveling off and on over the next couple weeks, and so there might be days on which I'm unable to solve the New York Times crossword because I'm not able to record a video, and so I've recorded a few extra bonus solves over the last couple days, and hopefully I've recorded enough of those to cover the days when I'm not able to record. But there might be occasional other crosswords I've been solving. I thought they were interesting ones, so hopefully you enjoy those episodes as well. Anyway, as they say, the show must go on. So per item is each. Marriage, e.g., is a right. Sort of, how would you really define that, a right specifically? It's sort of a procedure that has some kind of significance to it. It could be religious or it could be something else. It could be secular. A right, a kind of process, a procedure, a tradition, I suppose. All right, anyway, with 21 across, the Simpsons character who is a children's TV host. Oh, Krusty the Clown? So with 21 across, but 6 is also highlighted. Oh, I see. Right. Sorry, I just couldn't help glance at it because it was still highlighted in yellow over on the right. It says, with 61 down, accessory worn by 19/21 across, 26/29 across, 45/49 across, and 54/55 across, as depicted 4 times in this puzzle's grid. I just realized I was a bit presumptuous about the across bits, but I think those are all across. So it's a bow tie, clearly. So we can put bow tie into here, and then all of these compound clues will be fictional characters, presumably. Well, I guess they may not be fictional. Maybe some of them will be real people. But there will be people who are known to wear bow ties. So Krusty the Clown, I did not remember he wore a bow tie, but I guess he does. So who else do we have? Let's take a look. Fast food spokesperson with a goatee. That is Colonel Sanders of Kentucky Fried Chicken, KFC. So there we go. Here we have silent film star who played the little tramp. That's Charlie Chaplin and his Chaplin. Yeah, there we go. And his character, the little tramp. And then finally, with 56 across, title Dr. Seuss Troublemaker. Is the cat in the hat? Yes, there we go. All right, so we have, I suppose, 2 fictional characters and 2 real people. I don't know if Krusty the Clown is spelled with a C or a K. Probably a C, actually. It looked a bit odd to me with K. But anyway, Colonel Sanders was a real person. Charlie Chaplin, of course, a real person. And Krusty the Clown and the Cat in the Hat, both animated. I guess not necessarily animated, but illustrated characters. Krusty the Clown animated, and I guess the Cat in the Hat was in an animated adaptation of that book. Anyway, there we go. So the whole theme is complete. It was indeed a very approachable theme today. Pretentious, perhaps. Arty, maybe. If you're a bit arty, you could be said to be a bit pretentious. And one way to be taken, you could be taken aback. Okay, good. So arty worked there. And like Venus, but not Aphrodite, so Romans. So the generally speaking, the planet-associated names tend to be the Roman equivalents of the Greek gods. How many times Napoleon was exiled? He was exiled twice. He managed to escape and then was exiled again. Friendship is amity. Apt rhyme for stashes would be caches, so you could stash something away in a cache, perhaps. And a camera lens essentially is an eye, I suppose. It is effectively an artificial eye. K5 school destination. Oh, K5 school destination. I'm actually not sure. I mean, my first thought was L high, which I think is elementary school and high school, but I'm not sure what that has to do with this. Maybe, no, it must just be elementary, sorry, because in the U.S. school system, kindergarten to 5th grade, that's elementary school, essentially. So that's the answer there, I suppose. Okay, thin-stemmed mushroom, enoki mushroom, is a thin-stemmed mushroom. What did I do there? Okay, Morrison with a Presidential Medal of Freedom must be the author Toni Morrison. I'm pretty sure I did know that. And then vineyard products made with frozen grapes are ice wines. Right, there we go. I think I've only had ice wine maybe once. I think it's Canada has some famous ice wine producers, maybe. Organization in many spy novels. The CIA, certainly depicted in many fictional works of espionage. Storytelling. Condition that may involve repetitive behavior, in brief. OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, does involve repetitive behavior. All right, spots on TV are ads. Okay, straightforward enough. Muscat resident could be an Omani, so a resident of Muscat in Oman. And if you're in low spirits, maybe you're sad. Sweet could be nice, you could exclaim in response to something you enjoy. Some Pennsylvania Dutch speakers are Amish, so Pennsylvania Dutch is the dialect of German that has survived. I'm sure it's changed greatly over the years from its original form, but has survived basically among various communities of former German immigrants to the United States. There's a Texas variety of that as well, Texas Dutch, or Texas German, I think actually they call it, Pennsylvania Dutch and Texas German. O Sole Mio is the famous song, and I think Pavarotti has a famous recording of that. And please, you might ask someone, can I, please? Bowling locale would be a bowling alley. And I'm on it. You can say, will do. I'll get that done. Corduroy feature is, I wonder if this is is this anything to do with sort of warp and weft in sewing? I don't know. I might be wrong about that. Singer-songwriter King. Carole King is a famous songwriter. You've got a friend, and she wrote many famous songs, including including for other artists. Leaf fall tool, a leaf blower, could be a tool you use in the fall to clear fallen leaves. Restaurant chain with a Grand Slam breakfast, that would be Denny's, which is I think is a 24-hour sort of breakfast restaurant in the US. And then ingredient in some calming oils for short is CBD. So corduroy feature is whale. Okay, I don't think I recognize that. This must be related to the sort of distinctive, I don't know, kind of ribbing pattern that corduroy material has. But I don't think I could tell you much more about it in detail. All right, so there we go. Let's keep going. Horror franchise since 2004. I'm guessing in 3 letters. This is Saw, the Saw films. Herb named for its medicinal properties. I'm sure I'll recognize it when I see it, but I'm not quite getting it right now. Boxing family surname Ali. One of the Alis was mentioned in the crossword the other day for having I think an undefeated record. And triumph. A triumph is a win. British PM before Gladstone was Disraeli, the two great enemies. So Gladstone was a sort of lion of the Liberal Party in the United Kingdom, and Disraeli of the Conservative Party, the Tories, and they were really particularly disliked each other. Herb named for its medicinal, two sort of giants of the 19th century political scene. Herb named for its medicinal properties. Right. What is this? I don't know still. So here we have placate. You could appeal to? No, it doesn't quite fit. Placate. And here we have an allergy symptom. Could be a rash. Maybe an allergy gives you a rash. And a block number for short, question mark. Block number for short. I mean, you look at this and I think immediately, it's a apartment block, or it's, I don't know, I guess it could even be something like a cell block in prison, but I don't think it's either of those, and I'm not seeing what the pun is. The question mark here is our pun indicator, but I'm not quite getting that. Let's keep looking. Flight-related prefix would be arrow, I'm fairly sure. And to hit the sack is to go to bed, to hit the sack. What else is new? You might ask somebody. And here we have lob trajectories are arcs. So if you hit a ball in a lob, you hit it in a sort of soft overhead pattern, and that would be an arc. And oops. Here to take a hit is to toke. To take a hit on a joint or something would be to take a toke. A cigarette, I guess. Can you apply that to sort of ordinary cigarettes? I'm not actually even sure. Anyway, to placate is to appease somebody, and block number for short. Oh, I see. It's SPF. It's dealing with sun protection factor. There we go. That's it. It's dealing with sunblock. That's the block pun, sunscreen. And then here we have self-heal. Herb named for its medicinal properties. Oh, okay. I don't think I know what that is. That's very self-referential, isn't it? Self-heal. No, okay. I'm not familiar with it. All right. Anyway, costing an arm and a leg would be pricey. Casablanca roll would be the character of Ilsa. Let's just look at this. Commercial ending with water, a water pick. Yeah, I've never used one of these. I've sort of, I don't know, I've seen them in some context, but it's sort of, I think it's meant to be sort of a floss equivalent that sprays a high pressure water stream through your teeth. I think that's what that's for. Anyway, I think this is a brand. Yes, it is a brand name. It says commercial ending, so that would be a brand name. Key of Dvorak's New World Symphony. Well, wouldn't have known that off the top of my head, but we can see the only possibilities for the first letter would be the letters A through G, and then for the remaining 5 letters would be major or minor, and we can see we already have the E, and we already have the I that confirms this is minor and not major, so there we have it. That is the key. West of Hollywood, Mae West was an actor known for her quips, her wit. And an absinthe flavoring is anise. So absinthe, of course, that's that strong anise flavor, that very herbal flavor. Bernardo's girlfriend in West Side Story. Anita must be. I have seen both film versions of West Side Story. Might not have remembered it was specifically Anita and Bernardo, but Anita's name I certainly do remember. Fruity pastry could be a tart, fruit tart, and a formal denial would be no, sir. Zesty taste could be tang, and to welcome somebody could be to greet them. So there we go. There's that bit of the grid closed out. Actress Day with a Presidential Medal of Freedom. Oh, Doris Day. Didn't we also have another Medal of Freedom winner somewhere? Was it Toni Morrison? Yes. Was it? Yes, it was, for the Presidential Medal of Freedom. So we've got 2 of those. All right, there we go. I always enjoy those little couplets. Retractable feature of a PC or stereo once. A CD tray. Right, of course. And those are all pretty much gone now. Learning by memorization would be learning by rote. Sort of just subjecting things to straight memorization. Hello, sailor. Ahoy. There you go. And holiday laughter could be ho, 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 associated, of course, with Santa Claus. And then am not response could be R2. New York Times loves these little unspecified arguments. Am so, am not, R2, R so, all those sorts of things. And then here we have yoo-hoo is just sort of a general expression of a cry of attention, I suppose. Getting somebody's attention. And here we have it. All right, that was the Tuesday crossword. That was, it was very gentle, as we do expect on a Tuesday. I would say maybe particularly so today, although that could be because I did a thing I usually don't do, which is go and fill out the whole theme as soon as we identify it, which I don't usually do. But once I highlighted this clue and everything, all these other things in the grid were highlighted, and we saw this because it was pointed to by this, it all sort of cascaded, and I couldn't resist because it was so blatantly being highlighted in front of my eyes. So I decided, let's just go and do it. And that did help out quite a bit with the puzzle. We got quite a few crosses because that was 4 full rows worth of fill. And we'll just take a look at it again. So we have our bow tie, the accessory worn by Krusty the Clown, Colonel Sanders, Charlie Chaplin, and the Cat in the Hat. Very nice. And these are all of identical length because they're all missing exactly 1 cell to separate their names to as part of the bow tie illustration. So yeah, well found. these 4 characters who needed to be of these sort of symmetrical length, if you see what I mean. So Krusty and the Hat are the same length, the cat and the clown, and then likewise for Colonel Sanders and Charlie Chaplin. So the list of potential bow-tied characters had to be winnowed down to those that would properly fit in the grid, but they do, and it worked out very nicely. So well done to Michelle Gauvier on her debut appearance in the New York Times crossword. A nice, approachable Tuesday puzzle. And that's that for today's video. I will be back tomorrow. I think tomorrow will probably be the daily puzzle. As I say, I don't yet know which days I'm going to be missing over the coming weeks. But as I say, there will be things there on the channel either way. So look forward to those. And I hope you join me for whichever version of that pops up tomorrow. Until then, please do have an excellent remainder of your Tuesday. Take care.